Hello everyone and a good afternoon here in Tsukuba circuit. Unfortunately the heavens have opened up and it's drizzling out there. Well, but anyways, we're gonna race anyways. Welcome everyone to the Hololive GT3 Japan Series Tsuyo Series round at the Tsukuba 400 race at Tsukuba circuit. As we are about to get this qualifying session underway in the next few minutes, let's take a look at the track map. 12 corners, 98 laps. Looking at the lap target lap time, 54.862. Don't expect this to be being this qualifying session as it's quite wet out there and there's not much optimal grip to use. Round 1 of the Tsuyo Zako series. We've already had the conclusion of the Zako round in yesterday's race with Kaminari Riba taking the win for Team Lexus and his first win in Hololive GT3, and Shishiro Botan's first win in Hololive GT3 since June 2022, which is very exciting to hear as we're looking at the prospects for this race. So anyways, let's take a look into the prospective Tsuyo standings. Everyone will start at 0 points. Just wanted to share with you this interesting graphics that has been revamped for Hololive GT3, especially for the Tsuyo Zako. And as you can see here, the order is based on the top 20 positions in qualifiers, and of course we have Rustin Carrascio and Pizzo Salman, Irie Nakamura, Yu Chae-yeon, and Tyler Williams taking up the top 5 spots, with 2 of them actually winning a Hololive GT3 race prior. But looking at Carrascio, Salman, and Nakamura getting up inside the top 3 despite not winning a single race, this is a testament of their consistency in the race. And then we have Mohammad Reza, So Byung-eun, Daniel Goyana, Hofumi, and Jeff Rohan also looking to make their marks. Raji Kaczynski, Sean Pauli, Vasa Tomashina, Roland Zarici, and Rim Olgar make out the 11th to 15th spots. They are ready to rip through the racetrack with 4 to 5 of those drivers we mentioned racing for Team Lexus. Now, if you want to talk about the odds for Team Lexus, it's absolutely far less in the Tsuyo than the Zako, as there are only 4 of them available rather than the 7 that they have in the Zako. Then again, this also means that the Lexus cars have not been good in qualifiers, especially in the last 2 races, but we'll gloss that over. Anyway, 16th to 20th, Ed Sky, Jake Goodwin, Alex Graham, Mohammad Shakib Reza, and Isakai Jimekala make up the remaining 5 drivers who made the Tsuyo series. And of course, the story for Hofumi, Shakib Reza, and Isakai Jimekala is that they managed to seal their Tsuyo series spots at Fuji, literally on the final round of the qualifiers. So expect some surprises from these drivers, as we're about to actually tell you about the odds for the manufacturers. Nissan still has a pretty even representation with 6 of the Nissan cars racing in the Tsuyo. In comparison, we have 7 of them racing in the Zako, which is pretty equal. 9 Team Honda cars are participating in the Tsuyo series, in relative to 4 in the Zako. And contrast that to Lexus, which actually... Apologies if there is a bit of a lag, as we're seeing some terrible internet connection we're seeing here. Okay, we're back. So anyways, apologies if there is some internet issues on our end. We'll try our best to not disrupt as much of the race as possible. But anyways, back to Team Lexus. 4 Team Lexus cars in the Tsuyo, with 7 in the with the other 7 in the Zako. So odds for Team Honda, a lot. Odds for Team Lexus, less. Odds for Team Nissan, unchanged from the Zako. So anyways, let's take a move on. Let's get a move on in the qualifying session finally. So my name is Mohammad Shahid Reza in the commentary booth, and we're about to get this qualifying session underway. Again, solo commentary, not the most ideal. But anyways, let's just deal with it regardless. So we got the first car out on track. That's Rim Olgar in the car number 48, Ozar Subaru. Showcasing a lot of potential there, Rim Olgar. He's won the season openers, or both of his season openers, in Hololive GT3 and Formula Hololive. First race in Hololive GT3 qualifiers, he wins the Tsugo 500, and then he wins the Sepang Grand Prix Split B race. Both of these races are the first races that he has entered in both Hololive GT3 and Formula Hololive, respectively. So this is a bit of an excitement to check on Rim Olgor. So anyways, we're getting this qualifying session underway and looking at the difference in lap times. We're going to be seeing a 10-second slower lap time than usual. So anyways, Rim Olgor exiting the final corner here as we're about to start this lap. He's really trying to tiptoe the car around, and he's absolutely trying to find as much grip as possible. And I'm coming to turn 1 here, brake before the crash. You can see he's understeering a lot at the first corner. Just there's a lot of standing water at the track. And now coming into the first hairpin, he really has to absolutely hold it in first gear after he essentially tiptoes around that tricky braking point. 23.703 for Olgor in the first sector. Absolutely having to be very, very gentle and careful at this corner. At the hairpin, turn 11. Oh, you can see he's understeer a lot and has to lift off a lot just to get that car turned. And now coming to the back straight. And 50.370 for Rim Olgor for the first 2 sectors. Ooh, really struggling on that final corner. Really trying to get the good exit, but just can't. Very tricky on the grip. Especially at the inside line of that final corner. More drivers complete their laps. 3G 102.846. Jake Goodwin will set a 103.943. Pretty much just starts his lap. Tyler Williams will start his own lap. Shazan Reza will start his lap. This will be one of his 4 final races for Himemori Luna before he switches over to the Koseki Bijou number 14 full-time in Formula Hololive International. Here, Shazan Reza ready to get something out of this session. Really sluggish there at the first hairpin, really losing a lot of time. Not having a lot of faith in the car as it stands. Especially given how his compatriots Nakamura are only 0.07 of a second behind. This is very, very concerning for Shazrin. Not exactly how he really wanted to begin his championship campaign with Luna. And you can see here he's already 3 seconds behind on that first 2 sectors already. He's only going to be good enough for what looks to be on the lower half of the midfield. 14th. Very, very concerning as Mikkola sets a 1:9:01 to put that Sakura Miko number 35 in provisional pole. This is going to be concerning for the... You can see here how much doubt he has on that corner here. You can see how much he's struggling, and now he has to give way to Isagaji Mikkola, who's already moved Shazrin out of the way. And you can see here Shazrin Reza and Kusel Salman already in the bottom row of the grid. On the back row of the grid, that's not looking good for these 2 drivers. They have been very strong in qualifiers, but we're going to be seeing any good moments for at least for this round. Rain at Tsukuba circuit. No improvement, but of course there are going to be some improvements. It's only going to be just 104.775. Does not beat Alex Grant. While Sean Pauly currently in 8th place, up in 8th with a 1.2 second lap slower than Mikolev. Also, Jake Goodwin up in 2nd place, showing a lot of potential in that Okami Mio car. Despite Mio not really caring about the original uniforms that much, although she would have been using it in the Gamers Fest. Although at that time she is essentially an MIA due to her health. Not much we can do. And then Shazan Reza is slowly picking up the pace there from what we're seeing. Might see some improvements from him just yet. Lorenzo Ricci only good enough for 10th place. Also, drivers already coming into the pit lanes to make some adjustments. Reza crossing the line, beats Goyena and Grant. He's now up in 17th place. Lots of cause to be concerned as one battle is done, although he has to deal with 500 battles to get himself up front. Right now, it's not looking good. Meanwhile, Fumi having a pretty good package for him so far. He's currently up in 3rd place alongside Tyler Williams 4th. And Shadran's brother Shakif is now up in 5th place. Olgar is the best Team Lexus car out there with a 6th place car. Just wanted to pause the session. There is a internet. So are we good? So I think we're good. I think we're back. The internet is becoming very, very... Now we're gonna try our best to get ourselves back in control here for what we're seeing. Unfortunately, the options are pretty limited. So we're gonna try to reconnect. Alright, we switched internet connections and let's just hope that we are seeing some marked improvements in our connection. So anyways, we're back onto the track. 8 minutes to go until we conclude this qualifying session. And we have Mikhailov actually improving his lap by about 1/10 of a second. Mikhailov living up to the elite name that Misako Miko brings. Shadran does see improvements on his end as well, but still is beaten by Jeff Rohan. Alex Grant already finds improvements. Here's Jay Goodwin against Rustem Coraccio, who's actually down in 12th place. Consistency is the name of his game, so if he can have some pretty good racecraft, then he should have a good chance to get himself up into, for what we're seeing, the top 10. Rustem Coraccio now starts his lap once again to see where he lands. Rappels, of course, have not used the original uniform since the end of 2023, and on her host lot live and all the other live concerts, when she has been listed as a guest, she only has been using the bright uniform. So there's a bit of a nerf for Coraccio in Hololive GT3, but let's see if he can still hang on to this pretty decent performances, as he's now down by 7/10 of a second. Crystal Salman, of course, is much slower. He's already down 2 seconds. Salman not having the greatest race so far, especially since ASCII has not been using the original uniform since also the end of 2023, just bright uniforms in 2024 so far, but that doesn't really matter for Salman, and he's now peeled into the pits. Shadran Reza has already come into the pits, looking to have that Luna number 31 adjusted for weather conditions, hopefully. Raja Kaczynski now moves up to 6th place. Best Team Lexus car all around, but the Hondas and the Nissans are showing a lot of pace and potential, especially with Jake Goodwin just being very tidy on the car. Anyways, just want to check on Jake Goodwin. He's already 6/10 behind on the fastest first sector. Just wanted to check around what's going on here, and you can see how they're all just trying to push. And you You see here, Rustin Karasha has now improved from a 9th place run. Shazrin Reza is now back out, but let's just hope that he doesn't get impeded. The car in front is, of course, Rajan Kaczynski. Of course, Kaczynski isn't going to be causing too much trouble to Shazrin. Let's just go on board Shazrin. Still not very tidy at the hairpin, especially if you compare it to Jake Goodwin right here, as he's coming up into much tidier there. Jake Goodwin carries more speed. Anyways, Shazrin Reza is about to cross through into the back straight. Let's just hope that he can find something on these tricky conditions that others have found. Looking at Jake Goodwin right now. Coming into the final corner, 50.754, already 1/10 of a second slower than Mikola. Where did Mikola's lap even come from, by the way? Just wanted to ask the big quick questions. Here's Shazrin Reza coming into the first sector timing beam, but before that he has to deal with the hairpin. As you can see here, he's still very, very cautious, not finding a lot of trust in the car. Already 2 seconds slower on the first sector. Flat 2 seconds. Not what Shazrin Reza has in mind as the race progresses on. He's absolutely hoping that he can have a very good race strategy, as his qualifying has not been his best. Oh dear me, 3.5 seconds slower on that second sector, not finding any improvement. At this rate, he will start at the back with Crystal Salomon. Speaking of Salomon, he's ready to get his lap started. Rustin Karasha ahead, the Mashnev is also ahead. Here's Hofumi. Oh, off the track he goes. Still 4th place, 103.333 for him. Does not beat Mikola this time. I think the rain has picked up and the conditions have gotten worse, but at the same time there are some improvements from some drivers. Still a full 2 seconds slower on that first sector, Shazrin. Here's Kaczynski on the other hand, who's already on his outline. You can see here the marked differences that he may have. 3.4 seconds on that second sector, not finding more time. The qualifying session is essentially over at this rate due to the worsening conditions. And Crystal Salomon beats Shazrin Reza. He's now up into 16th place, finds a few tenths of a second, and Shazrin Reza still has no pace to be found. And Jeff Rohan down in 19th place. Is, I believe, to be pressured to be faster by Kaczynski, as he still has yet to find any improvement. Nakamura, on the other hand, is in 8th place. Shazrin Reza is going to start at the back at this rate. He's looking to find some improvement, but at this rate you can't. Still no improvement, still the slowest car out there. 3.5 seconds slower on the first 2 sectors. It's not looking good for Shazrin Reza, as he doesn't find any improvements. 4 seconds slower on that current lap. It's not looking good. Meanwhile, Alex Gren is doing pretty decently in 14th place. Tyler Williams up in the 5th position. Let's see if we can find some extra improvement. Mikola comes into the pits. He thinks it's over for him in this qualifying session. Jake Goodwin also comes into the pits. Karasha sees some improvements to get himself up in 6th. Everyone else is improving except Shazrin Reza, as he's now down in 20th place. not where he would like to start in his the race here. Cheon also having a pretty surprising session as she's now only good enough for 18. Here's Nakamura, no improvements for her as well. Interesting rainy session as Shadowin Reza feels like it's enough for him. He's not finding any improvements. He will start at the back. Let's see if we can find a masterstroke in the race strategy. Tyler Williams, fifth place for him. Looking into the rest of the cars, a lot of drivers are coming into the pit. So Byung-eun 10th, Richie 13th. Wim Olgor finding some improvements, but he can't find any. Shakib Reza 7th. Alex Grant, Yu Cheon, and Ira Nakamura, the last cars, I believe, to cross the line. Looks like the last car will be peeling into the pits, and we have confirmation. Isakaji Mikolev takes pole position in the 2024 Tsuyo Series Tsukuba 400. A surprising qualifying session as we're about to get this race underway, as the rain still continues to fall with pretty warm track temperatures, although the ambient temperatures are still at 30 degrees from what we're seeing. But anyways, let's take a look into the starting lineup here at Tsukuba for the Tsukuba 400 Tsuyo Series race. Isakaji Mikolev will start on pole position for Sakura Miko in the Sakura Miko number 35 Honda, with Jay Goodwin alongside him, making a front row lockout for Team Honda with the Okami Mio car in second place. Rim Olgo starts third for Ozora Subaru, with Hofumi fourth for Tokino Sora. Kyle Williams starts fifth for Amane Kanata, with sixth place going to Rustin Kurashio as Laplace Dark Darkness is Rustin Kurashio. Shakureza starts seventh for Momosu Nene, with Raj Kaczynski eighth for Yuzuki Choco. Irene Nakamura starts 9th for Akai Hato. 10th place goes to So Byung-eun in the Shiranui Flare number 20. Sean Pauli starts 11th for Inagami Korone, with 12th going to Danilo Goyena for Usare Pecora. 13th goes to Lorenzo Ricci for Jose Marie, with Alex Grant 14th for Yukihana Lamy. Sky starts 15th for Kazama Iroha, with 16th place going to Crystal Salman for ASCII. Vlasa Damasha starts 17th for Aki Rosenthal, with 18th going to Takane Lui and Yu Cheon. Jeff Rohan and Momoshida Reza make up the back row, making a Team Honda Gen 4 back row with Tokoyami Towa and Himari Luna at the back. Anyways, not looking good for Shazwan Reza. He wants to win this championship for him and Luna in his Swansong Hololive GT3 season. This is what he wanted to do for Luna, but he's got an uphill battle if he wants to at the very least salvage something from Tsukuba. And that being said, we're about to get this Tsukuba 400 race underway for the Tsuyo Series, as Isakaji Mikolev is on pole position. Jay Goodwin second place. Who's gonna lead at the start of the Tsukuba 400? Everyone is gonna have a pretty decent launch, and it looks like Jay Goodwin has a better launch. Look at Jay Goodwin finding a launch from out of nowhere to try to really mount the challenge against Mikolev. Mikolev has no response. Goodwin is still alongside. Olgor has now jumped up into third place. Fumi and Williams fourth and fifth. Kurashio 6th. Nakamura beats Byung-eun to 9th place. Shakureza 7th. Kaczynski 8th. And you can see here Mikolev and Goodwin still battling out for the race lead. Mikolev steals back the race lead after Goodwin takes it momentarily. And as you can see here, everyone is just taking it pretty calmly. As you can see here, everyone is just trying to tiptoe around this very, very wet circuit here in Tsukuba. As Kaczynski tries to run around the outside, Shakureza beats Yu Cheon and Crystal Salaman on a double overtake for Shakureza. It's a never say die attitude for Shakureza as he tries to salvage something in this race. Shakureza's climb up in the ranks has just started. Will Shakureza find a way? That's right, at the very least, as he moved past Salman for 18th place, 2 positions gained at the start for the Himari Luna driver. Meanwhile, Mikolev and Goodwin continue to charge in the lead of the race. Mikolev actually in the lead. Olgor jumps up into 3rd place. Fumi 4th. Williams 5th. It's going to be interesting to see how the situation goes, as right now we still have everyone's now going at single file. Sheldon Reza is now looking for an opportunity to get past Jeff Rohan. Looking into the next potential battles here, looking at Goyena and Byung-eun's respective battles against Reichi and Kaczynski. Byung-eun is getting close, but not close enough, because those sets the fastest lap of the race, 1:01.847. So on average you'll be seeing a 6 second lap slower than on dry conditions. And so right now it's all about trying to manage yourself in these weather conditions. Mikolev currently in the lead still. Goyena looking to find a way past Reichi, as we're about to switch our cameras to onboard due to the amount of lag we're receiving. Goyena still trying to find a way past Reichi, but right now nothing is coming out of this battle. Meanwhile, Sheldon Reza is just lost out on this battle against Jeff Rohan. He's now 1.4 seconds behind. And with laps already starting, let's take a look into the race field monitor. And looking at the moment, Sheldon Reza is going to have a pretty shocking strategy here. As it stands, he's going to be pitting very, very early in this race. And maybe he's going to go right until the end on an aggressive undercut strategy. Meanwhile, looking at Rim, Olgor is on board as he's been overtaken by Fumi. Fumi is now around the inside of Rim Olgor. They're still side by side. Coming into, nearly contact made there with the lack of grip at the hairpin. And as you can see here, Fumi and Olgor still going side by side. Fumi's wants to get that 3rd place. Fumi's now on the inside. Fumi has now taken the 3rd place. Looking into the other battles that we might want to take a look at, Fumi is now catching up to Goodwin and Mikolev. Meanwhile, Sheldon Reza is on the hunt against Coraccio. Sheldon Reza absolutely lost touch to Jeff Rohan. Maybe Sheldon Reza might be called into the pits pretty soon. Because right now the race field monitor is still acting up. Fumi now has the fastest lap of the race, while Sheldon Reza is still trying to at least try his luck to defend against Salman and Cheon. Looking at Sean Pauly, who's actually gone a bit close there to So Byung-eun, but right now nothing is coming out so far. Best potential battle to look out for is probably at the first corner, as what Fumi and Olgor did at the start. Here's Fumi. Tokunatsura and Nissan now piling on the pressure on Goodwin, and Goodwin trying to find a way past Mikolev at the start phase of this race. Fumi really trying to find some grip, and he's still trying to push it. He's now the fastest car out on the track right now, as we mentioned. He has the fastest lap of the race so far with 1:0 flat. Meanwhile, Pauly and Byung-eun going side by side. And never mind that So Byung-eun coming into the pits. Is it a bit too early for So Byung-eun to come? Sheldon Reza is also coming into the pits. These are the drivers that are going to try out on the undercut strategy. See if it works out for the drivers involved. So Byung-eun is going to have to pit again. Sheldon Reza is going to have to pit again as well. There's a strategy disaster class for the two drivers. So Byung-eun is immediately going out, but he'll have to pit again. Sheldon Reza might have to do the same thing as well. Sheldon Reza has finally gotten out of the car right now, as he is now down in 20th place, losing a lot of time. Of course, he has to pit again. Kyle Williams also coming into the pits right now. trying to repair the damage at the front of his car. Also, he is also pretty low on fuel as well. Tyler Williams is also going to be set to have a 2-stopper. Shocking. Anyways, we have other drivers like Rasin Carrascio and Mamashaki Vreza still continuing on as usual in this race. Meanwhile, Jeff Rohan also comes into the pits. Maybe it should be a door for Shadon Reza to try to steal something away. And looking at Mikolev there, he is currently going to be set for a full one-stop strategy. Other drivers who are going to go for a 2-stop, maybe looking at Mr. Salman, and also that's pretty much it. Russell Crosser is also, and Ed Sky too. So these drivers are also going to be set to make their 2 stops. Yoshida is going to try to fend off Mikolev here, but Mikolev's already going to make a move down the inside. The lead is going to move Shadon Reza a lap down this early in the race in torrential conditions. Shadon Reza having no response on Mikolev, and he has to move himself out of the way for Mikolev, and he's superiorly faster. Oh, you can see here Jake Goodwin really trying to stretch his car around as he's trying to find some real estate to pass Shazrin. Mikolev already building a 3-second lead over Jake Goodwin, who's still stuck behind Shazrin Reza. And as you can see here, as time passes by, Goodwin is losing touch on Mikolev, who is stretching his lead with every passing lap. And as you can see here, Shazrin is only going to be able to do a 105.8, with the rest of the drivers up front doing a 101s. 4 seconds slower. Mama Shazrin Reza, not looking good for him. Meanwhile, Jeff Rohan against Isagaji Mikolev. Ed Sky comes into the pits. Shaka Reza and Rasin Carrascio also do the same. And just to note one thing, Jeff Rohan exits already 4.3 seconds ahead of Shazrin. What is going on here? Anyways, Ed Sky coming into the pits, also looking to only make a 2-stop strategy, which is probably the terrible strategy. To take a look into Shaka Reza and Rasin Carrascio also doing the same strategy as well. Salman and Cheon are going to make their pit stops pretty soon from what we're seeing. Here's So Byung-eun being, actually So Byung-eun overtaking Ed Sky. Also Vlad Demashnev too, who have also, actually, going to be good until the end of the race, actually, at the very least. This is going to be a long race for the drivers at the back, for sure. Not what Shadon Reza wanted to, not the start Shadon Reza wanted in qualifier in the Tsuyo series, especially given how he's aiming to win the Hololive GT3 Japan Series for Team Roy Luna. But it goes a begging at the moment. Salman now on the outside of Yu Cheon as he's trying to defend against Yu Cheon. Cheon has now moved up into 12th place, but looking at their fuel load, they're gonna have to fit pretty soon. Here's Williams against Shakif Reza. And they're going down the inside. Oh, Shaka Reza gets moved off around the outside just a bit to find some great run potentially against Carrascio. Well, Shaka Reza make a move against Carrascio down the inside. Salman makes his move down into the pit lane. Cheon is going to stay out for one more lap. Oh, stretching the car to Shaka Reza on the edge of his limits, but still manages to stay on the racetrack. Top Wall, on the other hand, tries to challenge Kaczynski and Nakamura, who are now stuck behind Shazza and Reza. As he's not going to have to come into the pit lane again, losing a lot of time in the process. Not what Shazza and Reza wanted in this race. No. Shazza has to absolutely ask the questions of his fellow strategists and the guys and the mechanics and all that stuff. Why is he at the back? Why is he struggling at the moment? And he's gonna have to make another pit stop. What is going on here in the Himori Luna garage? I will have to make another pit stop again. There's an issue with the car. Throughout the entire weekend, Shaka Reza has been absolutely struggling in this race. Slow lap times and then having strategists that have been making the wrong strategy call. Shaka is absolutely fuming here, having to run in last place and not having the car that he wants to challenge for the Tsuyo series. But meanwhile, let's not discredit Goodwin and Mikolev so far, as they're currently doing a pretty good job so far in their respective races, first and second for the two drivers involved. The Tsukuba rain is absolutely giving a bit of a headache for Shazza, but fortunately for him, there are other drivers who are also on the same strategy as Shazrin has. Here we have Mikolev already setting the fastest lap 1:00.65 seconds. At this point, Shazrin is about 5 to 6 seconds slower, and he's about to get lapped twice. And Cheon Shaka Reza side by side coming into turn 11 here. You can see here Shaka Reza is going to try to defend around the inside to move himself into 12th place. Jeff Rohan now is in the pit. Shazrin Reza is now at turn 11. It's going to be unlikely that Shazrin is going to be contesting Rohan anytime soon. Shazrin Reza will have to endure a last place finish. So for the first Tsuyo series race. So in 18, Shazrin Reza is still trying to find something in this race, find something to even salvage in this race. Of course, he's gonna have to pit for the third time. Absolutely concerning for all parties involved in this strategic disaster class. And then we have Rasin Caraccio, who is struggling against Yu Cheon right now. Russia's still trying to find a way past Cheon. Caraccio down the inside of Cheon right now, and as you can see here, Cheon really doesn't have a good exit here. Caraccio might take a move down the inside. No answer from Caraccio as Cheon still manages to hold her line. Here's Caraccio and Cheon once again. Caraccio now down the inside of Cheon right now. Caraccio has now moved out to 13th place. Shazrin Reza now struggling behind the likes of Ed Sky and Tyler Williams. He's about to get lapped by the 15th and 16th place cars as well. Just tells you how much Shazrin Reza has been struggling in this race. Might as well be a DNF at this rate, as it showcases how much of a horrid luck Shazrin Reza has in the Japanese racing season so far. only manages to get by in the Formula Hololive Japan Tsuyo series despite being in the top 10. You see here Adak going down the inside in an attempt to make a move against Shazrin, but as you can see here, Shazrin is of course gonna try to find something back in this race. Of course, he's gonna have to pit once again. Looking into some of the other battles here, which there might not be any. Closest battle is probably between Adak and all that stuff. As Adak, Mikhailov is not gonna make a move against Shazrin Reza. Oh, contact between the two. Oh, and Shakir Reza tries to get into the pit lane, but moves out off of the white line. May not be penalized for this, but it just shows you how much all the other drivers are struggling. And here's Shakir Reza making sure, hoping that this will be the last pit stop that he will be making. And once again, Shakir Reza having problems in the pit lane. So all the other drivers are going to have the same problem as well, as everyone is encountering the same issues. Okay. Looks like all of the drivers are complaining that the conditions have gotten so bad that right now it's a bit unraceable at the moment. So the stewards are probably going to think of a red flag to see if they could wait until the conditions improve. And of course, the issue with a set of course, if we have the red flag in the race, is that it immediately puts all drivers a lap down or lower to be put in the same lap once again. So it will be an unfair advantage for the drivers at the back. So for the drivers at the front, they're okay as it is, and they want to keep this race going. But for the drivers at the back, due to some messy pit calls and all that stuff, they are asking for the stewards to red flag the race to quote-unquote level the playing field. 18 laps complete, and we have a confirmation here. There will be a red flag. Conditions have gotten so bad that they're gonna have to red flag this race. And so there will be a potential reset of conditions. There's a reset of conditions as we're about to wait until the race gets resumed, and we are going to probably see a reduction in the race distance, as the race may resume in under green flag conditions, as we're going to try to see if there could be some improvements in the conditions. So we're gonna red flag this session and see if we can find some improvement. So the red flag is currently out, and we're gonna resume this race with about a shortened race distance due to us wanting to meet the required distance, actually the time, all that stuff. So the race will be shortened. Just wanted to give a bit of an update. So we're going to shorten the race here to by 20 laps. So the race will end with 78 laps. So when we get this race resumed, so we are going to improve the conditions as well. Race will be shortened to 78 laps. Conditions will improve from here on out, and also all drivers who are currently at the back or one lap down will see them get back on the lead lap. So we're going to give a bit of a news here. So we're going to give you a bit of a rundown on who starts where. So Isakaijin Mikolev will be the one who will start the restart in the lead, and Jay Goodwin will be in second place. Third place will be Hofumi, and fourth will be Rim Olgor. Fifth will go to Irie Nakamura. Sixth goes to Raijin Kaczynski. Seventh place will go to Sean Pauly. Just wanted to give it a bit of a reset. And then 8th place goes to Lorenzo Ricci. 9th goes to Danilo Goyena. 10th place goes to Alex Grant. Crystal Solomon down in 17th right now. And then we have Jeff Rohan, who is in 18th. So Byung-eun, 19th. Sheldon Reza is in 20th. Shakif Reza 14th, Rustin Caraccio 16th, with Eskai 15th. Yu Cheon up in 12th place, behind Vladislav Domashnev, Tyler Williams 13th. So just wanted to highlight back Mikolev, Goodwin, Fumi, Olgor Nakamura, Kaczynski, Pauly, Ricci, Goyena, and Grant. Domashnev, Cheon, Williams. Shakif Reza Etskai, Rustin Caraccio, Susa Salman, Jeff Rohan, So Byung-eun, and Mohammad Shazrin Reza. So we are going to get this race back underway with a shortened race distance in order to get this thing in. But the problem is that heavy rain has dropped at Tsukuba right now, and the race is going to I'm not sure if we're going to allow a race to be postponed. So right now we're going to have a lengthy red flag. So right now there will be there will be some questions from the race officials to see if the race could be restarted under these heavy rain conditions. Just wanted to check on the current state of affairs right now. It is very, very wet at Tsukuba. Just wanted to check on the situation here. And so right now, the race is currently red flag. First time in the ARO, by the way, that the race has been red flagged due to torrential rain at Tsukuba. And right now, we're going to follow NASCAR. We're going to probably follow NASCAR rules in this case. As with the race being red flag and we haven't reached half race distance, we're going to make the move to probably find a way to restart the race sometime down the line. So, just gonna check. So we're gonna delay the restart by quite the extent. So if you want to see the current conditions right now at Tsukuba, this is what it looks like here in the Tsukuba circuit. It's so dark and it's so rainy right now that you can see here the lights are already on, and you can see here there's just lots of standing water in the track that none of them could actually think of a move. Just no one is able to really get things going. So we're going to keep yourself updated on the track conditions to see if there will be improvements onto the track. But just wanted to give you all a bit of an update. For one race, the race is currently provisionally shortened to 78 laps total. 18 laps have already been complete. So as provisionally there will be 60 laps to go, but this will change due to multiple circumstances that we might want to take a look in. So right now at Tsukuba, the race is currently red flag, and right now it is pretty wet at the moment, and right now, there's just nothing that the drivers could do to change the weather. So we're gonna try to at least wait until conditions see improvements. You can see here heavy rain already hitting in much of the northern parts of Japan. And so right now we are going to wait until the conditions are going to improve, see if there could be a race going on eventually at the end of this race. And looking at the conditions here, it's just so torrential. It's just no one is just able to get something out in this track. It's just, you can see here the track's so gloomy and all dark, and right now there's just nothing that the drivers could do to abate these conditions. So everyone is just gonna try to chill in whatever conditions that they have. Right out, the final decision might be made in about between 4 to 14 minutes onto how the conditions will change on and whether or not the race will be restarted under red flag conditions, and whether the race will be abandoned or restarted. And right now we are just going to highlight on the situation here, just how bad the situation has gotten. Just wanted to show you all where the conditions have absolutely worsened. Here is another angle at Tsukuba. Like, the entire track is just pouring it down by the bucket load. As you can see here, this is the situation at the one of the hairpin corners. So there will be a bit of a discussion going on between the drivers in the Tsuyo field to know if they are going to delay the race to a later date or something else. So right now there are calls for other drivers to and so right now there are talks to resume the race. Some drivers are pushing to keep the race underway to, of course, much to the dismay of the remaining other drivers who think that this race condition is far too dangerous. And right now there are discussions on whether or not the race will be restarted or abandoned. And right now we are still waiting for and now for some of the drivers have said we should wait until the next few minutes to see if the conditions have gotten better. And right now there are discussions currently live at the moment because this is very, very much unprecedented. There has not been a race here in any of the aero competitions that have gone this bad throughout all races in aero competitions since 2022. Not even the race in Phillip Island in Formula Hololive International in the 23-24 season has gone this bad. This is how bad the situation has gotten at Tsukuba. So right now we are the stewards and race directors are still trying to decide on whether or not the race will be resumed, because right now there are consensus that there is a consensus that the race must be delayed to a later date to accommodate the fact that it's very, very torrential. It's so torrential that there cannot be any race going on. So we're just going to excuse me. So apologies if we're gonna have to go a bit of a tangent here, as we're going to make an announcement in the next few minutes. So the next course of action for these drivers are gonna still be in a big question. So right now there are calls to restart the race in extremely torrential conditions. There are calls to continue this race under extreme carnage, and right now the latter is going to be extremely risky because the conditions have gotten so bad. But we'll see what we can do to reschedule the race at a later date. And so right now we are going to make the announcement. So right now there will be a decision here that will be announced. So there is an official announcement by the ARO. The race will be delayed to Monday tomorrow. Start time and format will be decided on the Adak-RMS Twitter and YouTube. So and grid order will be set by a new qualifying session. So it's going to be a hard reset for all of the drivers involved, because the conditions have gotten so bad that there's not much of a window to try to resume the race at a later time today. So we are going to officially delay the race until tomorrow to see if the conditions can improve. Let's just hope that it does improve. And with that being said, we're gonna have to actually end the stream pretty early. So unfortunately, weather has won this race, and for the Tsuyo drivers, they will have to essentially have to continue their battle at a later date. We will announce a revamped format. Race will probably still be shortened to 78 laps, as we've or maybe we should decide, and maybe a decision will be made in the coming hours as to how the format will be done. What the case is that the conditions have gotten so bad that we'll have to reset this entire session, and we'll have to wait until tomorrow for another attempt at a qualifying and a race for the Tsuyo series. We apologize for this. Current state of affairs right now, but this is as much as we could do to get this race going. We try to get this race going under wet conditions, but the race has gone pretty processional, and everyone is just trying their best to not crash out, and everyone was pretty slow. So everyone was calling for the race to be red flag. So with that being said, we apologize if we're gonna have to delay this race to tomorrow. But this is something that we really cannot avoid. I know we can actually modify the weather to our liking, but I like to make it realistic. So whatever the case is, we apologize. We want to make it realistic, and we wanted the conditions to match the real life situation. So I apologize if we cannot continue the race any further today. We'll try our best to make it run tomorrow. But with that being said, I'm Mama Racer in the commentary booth, and you have been watching the Hololive GT3 Japan Series Tsuyo Series Tsukuba 400 race. But we'll see if we could delay this race to tomorrow and see if we could get some improved results. We get to see some improved conditions tomorrow. But with that out of the way, see you tomorrow. Let's see how the race unfolds from there.